Okay, I'm going to do kind of a almost reverse teardown of this Unaohm EP803B satellite field strength meter. I say reverse because I'm going to power it up after I open it up, because I am no CRT expert and this has had time to discharge and I don't want to burn myself, basically. What this device is for is you would, as a satellite installer, take this to a customer's home and hook up their satellite dish via the BNC connector, and this would allow you to fine-tune the positioning of the dish. It's battery powered and it also has a DC in, which is what I'm going to use today. I took the back off already. It can use a small lead acid battery, similar to the ones that UPSs and stuff use, but smaller. It's like half the watt hours. I don't have it anymore. It was about to leak, so I tossed it. It does use a real CRT. Apparently, based on its settings, I would say that it is actually possible to watch unencrypted satellite signals on this, because it does have a TV setting and it shows static as if it was a TV set. So I do believe you can show an actual signal on it. I don't have a satellite dish and I'm sure there aren't any unencrypted satellite feeds left, so it's kind of useless. It also can do, it doesn't look like an oscilloscope, you'll see later, but basically it does like a side intensity graph, which actually looks kind of cool, but it's useless. And it also has this speaker, which basically makes a tone based on where in the frequency spectrum you're watching. You'll see it's really annoying, and I don't know how useful it would be, but I guess they thought it was useful enough to put in. So on the front here you can see that there is actually a little intensity gauge and whatnot for your dB, and this is an Italian company. I think everything in it is made in Italy aside from the actual components, but you've got your intensity, contrast, volume for the aforementioned stupid music mode, and I don't know what sat sound is. That might be for when you're watching the TV thing. I don't know. Like I said, the internal battery, it can charge it, so it's got charging indicators and whatnot. A weird reversed power switch. I don't know why it's, I guess they're both this and its 22 kilohertz sine wave thing are reversed, but I don't know. It seems backwards. Don't you think it should be this way for on? Yeah. This is the frequency tuning. It has a range of 920 to 2.15 gigahertz. 920 megahertz. This is actually just a 10-turn pot. Since I'm going to rip this whole thing apart when I'm done, probably not on video, I will probably make use of that. And these are just selectors for different modes. Nice little clicky dials. And okay, so let's take the top off. I already took out a lot of the screws. So this is divided into 4 boards. One is the CRT board. It's as you can see, it's a pretty standard CRT setup. Nothing too fancy, although the tube is actually made in Italy, shockingly enough. This board, for lack of a better term, we'll call it the main board. There's a power supply board in the back, and on the bottom, let me put the camera down. We have, I'll call it the RF board, because it has the little RF setup and all the little coax cables. Here they are, and this one runs in here. So I'll start with the power board. Now, one thing about this entire product is it has so many bodge jobs on it. I've never seen as many on a piece of actual release product. It's really crazy. The sheer number of them means I will probably miss a whole bunch of them while I'm showing you this. But this power board seems to have suffered an impact at some point. You can see that this TO220 has been bent. There was also other side, like this was all banged around, but I fixed up a lot of it just for looks. But here's a good example. Here's your resistor, R49 and R41 here, looking great. It does have a fuse. It actually came with a little baggie full of fuses. The really cool thing about this for me, since I'm probably going to use it for parts, is every single chip in the entire thing is socketed, so I can just pop them all out. Uses proper Nichicon or whatever capacitors. So they obviously put a lot of money into this, but they didn't check their boards because there's bodge jumps all over the place. So on the main board, almost everything in this entire product is 4000 or 74 series logic. Pretty much everything. You do get the odd 555, I don't know, that's a LM311. There are a couple 555 timers in it, just like about every other product on the world. This one obviously has a huge area available for some, probably a different model. Maybe with a higher frequency range, or it does something else. So I'll let them get away with this resistor here because this might be, I don't know, terminating it or something because it's missing parts. So we'll let them slide on that one. But right here. Oh, look at that! Look at that capacitor just sitting on top of that resistor. That does not look right. So on this board, you've got the feeds from the RF board and then the interface to all the front panel stuff, and there's a Maxim display driver. I think it's 3.5 digit for the display, and it also sends the signals out to the video board through here. So this I think does the quote unquote processing, probably generating the graphs and whatnot. Although there's not too much on it, but I'm no analog expert, so I'm not going to claim to know exactly how this works. There's a small board in here with a relay on it, I think, and a 555 timer, if I recall. I think this is for the 22 kilohertz square wave switch. I assume this flicks on the little 555 to create a little square wave. I'm not sure, but I think that's the only real reason why they would have a little board with a relay on it. So let's go to the bottom, and oh, here's your bodge jumps on the video board. I'm not going to take this board out because I will probably hurt myself on the CRT even though it's discharged. So we got the main RF board here. Now this board has the speaker connection and a whole bunch of adjustments. We've got multi-turn pots, regular little trimmer pots, adjustable inductor, and all of them in here. And this is one of my favorites on this board. Come on, focus. Your little double resistor right there. And so this board takes the actual RF signal from the front and it runs it through these two magic RF cans that we'll never know how they work. No one does. And I like the little interconnect between them. They used two different connectors. I guess maybe this was a standard part, or maybe this one was. Because like if you're using these little whatever they're, the SMA or SMC, whatever the hell they're called, if we're using these to connect everything, why would this one board use this bigger connector? I don't get that. Like, it seems odd that, and you have to make this like weird custom cable to interconnect the two. I don't know, but so it goes in one of the boxes, links up to the other one, and then comes out and goes into the board at the top, the main board. So that's, you know, again, I'm no RF expert or analog expert, so I'm not going to try and explain how all of this works. I would like to send it to Dave Jones, but shipping from New York to Australia might be a little bit prohibitive. There's also an inductor here, which is just actually a wire, a single straight wire. There's also these two hookups here. Mine didn't have them connected. Again, that's probably for some optional feature that mine doesn't have. I picked this up on eBay, by the way, for about $25 including shipping. So I figured, you know, it'd be cool to see inside it for 25 bucks. On the top, there was a couple things on here. Let me just disconnect this. We do have another little adjustment. There's so many adjustment pots and adjustable capacitors and everything on this. This thing must take a week to set up at the factory, I swear. But yeah, their components list, I don't think if you can see that or not, but that's a name brand little capacitor, and everything is high quality, but they've used all these, or these boards are just filled with all these bodge jobs. It's crazy. Like, even this one little resistor right here is hand soldered in on top of something else. Like, it's like, it doesn't go through the hole. There's another, oh, you know what? I bet there was another resistor on that. I bet it was double soldered, just like this one. And that's why there's a little, because you can see there's a little blob of solder on that one, but all the other ones just go through the holes like they should. So that's pretty much it for at least the interesting parts of the hardware that I know of. I'm going to plug it in right now. I've got this is just a 12 volt power supply from a external hard drive or something, but I think it's 12 volt 1 amp, but it should be enough to get us, yeah, if I recall correctly, I disassembled, oh wait, hang on, forgot one connector. If I recall correctly, it didn't buzz when I first got this, but I actually took all the boards out to take pictures of them one day, and when I put it back in, it started buzzing. So I'm not sure if I simply forgot that here we go, forgetting another part. I can't even believe this thing turns on without all these parts. Hang on, let me put the camera down. I just forgot this little RF coupler from one box to the other, but the buzzing might not come back now, but no, here we go. Buzzing again. Yeah, I noticed that the screen flickers a lot more once I put it back together, and you're obviously going to get some flicker because it's a CRT being recorded by a digital camera. So what I'm going to do, oh, never mind, that was just the stupid sound effect thing. But the flicker is screwed up. So I've got a big pile of BNC cable, which is really cheap. As you can see, it's for a security camera, so it's got a little twin wire with it. This will be enough to get us some static on the screen, which is all we need. So if I switch over, see, this is the TV mode. Nothing shows up, no matter what you fiddle with. You can get little click, I guess maybe the adjustment connectors are a little scratchy, but yeah, you can't get any picture at all on it, as to be expected. But if we switch over to the spectrum mode, as you can see, it does actually you can see the little line moving here. This appears to be your pointer. And you can actually bring it down and it starts to change the signal. And I'm not sure why it actually changes the signal. I mean, if you're selecting part of the spectrum to see what the actual frequency is, I don't know why the actual display would change. Like, see, it's all over the place. So I'm not really sure about that. And you can fiddle through the different modes. I did get it to the point where I was getting a big signal one time, but again, it's not actually really doing much. It's just showing me some staticky crap on here. So, oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, so yeah, you can adjust this, and I guess this is scrolling through the frequency range. This is in the 878 megahertz range. Which is weird because it shows 800 some odd megahertz, yet down here it tells you that the range is 920 upward. So, okay. Let's just figure. Okay. So on the stupid sound mode, you can get it to make some pretty cool analog sounds. Yep, still better than dubstep. Yeah, so there you go. It's a satellite meter, and I don't have a satellite dish. So I will probably wait for the CRT's flyback transformer and everything to become somewhat safe to handle, and disassemble it for parts. Oh well. It's kind of cool though. See ya.